Oh, yes, we love this question. We love this question because we have such a broader perspective from humans that we snicker behind the scenes, so to speak, because you can only see just a pin dot of what is really going on around you. And so this question is a natural question from that perspective, but from our perspective, where we can see so much more, and yet we cannot see everything. We are not source yet. We're still somewhat in a fragmented state from the all, but far less than you. So our perspective is much broader. And we can see that in essence, let us say there is and is not such a thing as a negative ET that can come and hurt you, harm you, entrap you, enslave you, do something negative to you. So let us explain that a little bit more. When you, as humans, are afraid of negative ETs, negative entities, negative energy, you feel like others have taken your energy, all of these feelings, these beliefs, are in essence you projecting out into your reality fears that you have deep inside of you about the all. So these are actually, in truth, aspects of yourself, because you are part of the all. You are a source being, you are a fragment of source, so you are source and a fragment at the same time. You are all and an individual fragment at the same time. And so everything, quote, outside of you is you. You are the all. And so ultimately, there is an aspect of you that you are not aware of, that you fear of the unknown, fear of darker aspects of yourself, fears of what if I did this, what if I did that, to harm others, to harm myself. Some of these deeper latent feelings come up, as they should, as you raise a vibration, and they express themselves in fear of the other. And as you've learned on the planet most recently, all of those other humans are part of you. And coming more together provides more joy and safety and peace than staying separate. And this is the case in the larger perspective as well. So we just first want to point out that ultimately you are part of the all, and you're part of everything, and so is everything else. And so there is ultimately nothing to fear, because of course everything is source. So let us just say that. And we know that's kind of a complicated concept that maybe feel like it has some contradictions, but let's just put a pin in that, so to speak, for a moment. Then we would also like to speak about, yes, there are beings, other entities and energies, should we say, growing up in the universe and other places. And there are also other universes, as you're beginning to become aware. And so, is it possible that a, quote, negative entity could come and be mean to you? Yes, it is possible. And this has happened before. This is how you get this idea, from memories, from being connected to the all, where this has happened somewhere else. And we would like to assure you that this is something that those souls who are experiencing that situation at a soul level have decided to experience. They are in a, quote, co-collaboration, as you like to say, in creating this scenario to explore certain emotions, certain perspectives. So these other beings, both the perpetrator and, quote, the victim, as you see it, have agreed at a deeper soul level to have this experience together in this way. And then they will have other experiences where they will switch roles in other places at other times. So we point this out because it is possible, but now let's speak about, is it likely to happen to you as a human on the planet at this time? And our answer is no. This is not something that you as a soul collective, you at the soul level, in general, the human race, has decided to have at this time. You've had these experiences in other incarnations, at other times on other planets. And this is not part of the collective's path at this moment. And this is why you have so many higher dimensional, let's call them positive, all-loving beings surrounding the planet to help at this time. Because that is what the mission is right now, is to experience love, to experience the light, to raise in vibration, and to, as you become more enlightened, your light expands and you share it with others, other souls in your human race. This is the path that you are on. This is the experience you came to Earth to have. So, although that is possible, it is not part of your path. And we say this confidently to anyone watching this video. Otherwise, you would not be watching the video. And we would also like to point out that there is a certain order, a certain symmetry, a balance of energy within the universe that guides actions, because ultimately Source is driving everything, and Source is having many experiences to experience itself and to learn about itself. So it is aware of what is happening, quote, all over the place. And so you are part of a beautiful, loving, intelligent plan that you helped create and design before you came into this incarnation. So there is nothing to fear, because you've set up nothing for yourself that you do not want. Yes, we love this question. Excitement, curiosity, and love are at the heart of this statement. And we love that this was presented in a statement form, because it is this statement, it is this vibration, this exclamation of what one intends that will create that situation. So compare that with, can I see ET beings? There is doubt in there, there's fear in there. There is the possibility that it could not happen, that you will not have your wildest dreams come true. But a statement, I will see ET beings, that is the way to resonate with what it is that you want. And we would like to assure you that this will happen for those that desire it to happen. Now, many of you have been wondering when, where, how, and why. And we would like to say that this will happen for each of you. And again, anyone watching this video, we're talking to you. This will happen for you in your own individual way. Some of you want this to happen soon because you have done some internal work as a prerequisite of this, and this is part of the path that you've laid out for yourself. Others of you have been focused on other types of work, and it will happen in a couple of years, so to speak. Some of you want this to happen in large groups and large numbers, and not to have this experience individually. And so you will be part of that experience for the planet. So there is a plan for each individual soul as far as making galactic contact and becoming a galactic citizen is concerned. We don't want to use the word advice. Our offering to you is to look inside and feel for what feels exciting about this event and focus on that. And as fears come up naturally as a part of that process, that is supposed to happen. Recognize those fears, name them out loud. You can thank them. You don't need to spend weeks and weeks on them and why did you have these fears? They're natural. Just acknowledge them and let them go. And the more clearing that you do, the more that you reconcile unhelpful belief systems that you may have, the closer your vibration gets to the occurrence of having an in-person ET union. So yes, again, we would like to emphasize too that nothing happens that you have not planned yourself before you came into this incarnation. Yes, you do have free will. Yes, you are in a incarnation that emphasizes choice making and creation. So regardless of what plan you laid out for yourself before the incarnation, just know you are free to do whatever it is that you want. And because souls are really good at making plans before they come into their incarnation, usually souls want to follow the plan because it's so amazing and it's exactly what they wanted to experience. So the likelihood of following your plan is fairly high. So those that were feeling negative about their experience with E.T.s have intentionally created a situation to deal with fear that they wanted to acknowledge and reconcile. And this is why some people have an ET experience and feel vastly different. They feel a level of unconditional love that they've never felt before. They feel safe, they feel excited, they feel special and fortunate and so appreciative to have the experience, and they want to have it again and again. And others say they have been, quote, kidnapped, taken against their will, things have been done to them. They, even if they weren't kidnapped, they were having a negative experience, found themselves surprisingly in something that they did not want to be in. These are two sides of one coin, and the human soul is experiencing either the positive or the negative pole of this type of experience, and both are helpful. For those that wanted to experience the fear side of this coin, they did, because they labeled the interaction as you've heard. This does not have much to do with the beings that they encountered or what happened during the encounter. It is all their perception of what happened, the story, the label that they have assigned to it, the feelings that they have told themselves they have as a result of that, the belief system that was triggered as they had this perception. They are exploring this area for themselves. And then those that have been on the other side of the coin and have had the, quote, positive experience, they are exploring this aspect. This is their perception. This is related to and triggering a belief system that they want to explore more. So it comes down to the individual soul's perception and labeling of the experience. And this is true with human interaction, ET interaction, other species interaction, pets, wild animals, plants. This is the case in every interaction. Another pattern, truth to every interaction, is that any experiencing of the, quote, other is a reflection of you back to you. So you are using this experience to learn ultimately more about yourself, not the other self that reflected it to you. Because remember, we are all one. So these are beautiful learning opportunities that create an environment for, shall we say, a big advancement for the soul who's experiencing it. And it is also a wonderful experience for the other being that is in this collaboration, as they are learning too. They are learning things their soul wished to encounter as well. Let us also speak to that when a lower vibrational entity encounters a substantially higher vibrational entity, the higher vibrational entity energy will draw out negative belief systems which are tied to negative feelings, fear, in the lower vibrational entity. This is a natural design of your universe and very helpful for growth. And so this is another thing at play, that as humans seek out to experience their galactic family, they have been encouraged to come halfway, to raise their vibration as the higher dimensional being lowers their vibration, to sort of meet in the middle. And this will provide the best experience and not overwhelm the lower vibrational entity with fear to the point where they do not experience the opportunities they were hoping to experience because they are too overwhelmed. This is an aspect of this interaction. And this is why we've been having soft disclosure, as we call it, on the planet at this time, where so many have had their own experiences, but there is not a mass acknowledgement about E.T.s, that it is being introduced slowly so that human entities can slowly step into this space vibrationally without getting overwhelmed by fear. Yes, this is of great confusion on the planet, becoming less confused all the time, but in general, a big topic. Many fragments on the planet, souls, could remember that they came to Earth, quote, for a mission, as they say, and yet did not know what it was. And because of the masculine energy paradigm of hard work and struggle and effort and energy being applied externally, this was translated as one was off mission, because one was not feeling like they were doing enough work. They were not maybe aware of doing anything physically, tasks, practices, and was interpreted as being off mission. And we would just like to say that we understand, and as crazy as it may sound, just existing on the planet is fulfilling your mission. That your first and most important mission when you came into this incarnation, specifically to be an earthling on the planet Earth at this time, was just to exist. Those of you who are finding your way to this video, we will say to you that this is because just existing brings in light, brings in love into the planet at the perfect time. You just being in existence is exactly what was called for. And this is why you signed up, along with the other things you wanted to experience. But those were secondary to existing on the planet at this time. And so some of you still feel like you have other work to do, so to speak, in addition to just existing. And there is no way to get this wrong. because this is really about experiencing joy. How you experience joy is irrelevant. It's just that you do experience joy. So if you want to know what your mission is to find things, experiences, environments that bring you joy, and do those over and over and over. For this channel, that is creating, that is supporting others, that looks like creating art, that looks like being creative in other ways and creating things such as plants and cooking and ideas and collaborations. That looks like creating empowerment. This will be different for every individual fragment because every individual fragment is a unique fragment. You are intentionally different. It would be nonsense for Source to replicate itself as the same thing over and over. It cannot learn much that way. But having a different, unique fragment in every soul to experience their own unique experiences and do their own unique things, this is where great expansion happens. So as you think about creating more joy in your life, this can bring up fear, because you have come from an earthly paradigm that is not part of the planet at this time, but you come from a quote history, even though everything happens at once. The history is that you must work hard and you probably don't like it. This is why we call it work, though some humans say that. And so to just do what feels good, your fears will come up saying, is that enough? That surely is not enough. Surely I'm getting it wrong. How do I receive? It's my job to give. Surely it should be hard. I should have challenges. And we would like to tell you that this is not the case, that you've done enough of that already. And now it is time to receive. It is time to give yourself love. It is time to give yourself joy. And this may be one thing all the time, or this may be many, many things, and doing a little bit of all of them all the time. It can be anything. It does not matter. It is just how you feel and what your belief system is. And your feelings are a result of your belief system. Your vibration is a result of your belief system. So the more that you can allow unhelpful beliefs to come forward as you practice joy, the more you will clean out those unhelpful belief systems and the more joy you will experience. Which could seem like a paradox. You have to experience joy to figure out what you're afraid of. You have to experience joy to find out what your challenges are. But this is the case. This is how you are made. This is very intentional design. We would just like to say that we love these questions and we love the opportunity to speak through this channel because we love all of you so much. You will have a hard time comprehending the amount of love that we feel for you from moment to moment to moment. And that it was our greatest joy to come here to help you. And when we say come here, we mean that in probably a little bit different way than you would imagine. But just know, don't get caught in the details, just know that we and many beings have come here, have sent energy, may even be physically around the planet at this time, but are all focusing our love on you and our support on you because this is our greatest joy, our greatest passion, and we learn this way as well. So it is an honor to be able to have this experience with you. We love you, and we leave you in love and light. Goodbye.